Today we'll go through a session on how to create a resource group, how to create a virtual machine in Microsoft Azure. For that, first let's sign into the Microsoft Azure. Once you have signed into the Microsoft Azure, on the left hand side you will see a icon called resource group. Click on the resource group. We will now create a resource group. Click on create. By default, this is a subscription what I have, which is free, and I just provide a name for this resource group. For example, just give a name Pepsi, and the region where I'm going to create is East US. On the tags, we can give what purpose we are using this, for us to identify for what purpose we are going to use this machine. I'm using it for testing purpose. Once entered the following details, just click on review and create. It will show that the validation is passed and a summary of the resource group. Click on create. You will see the resource group is created in East US location with the default subscription what I have. After this, we need to go to the virtual machines. Click on this icon on the left hand side of the panel, virtual machines. Click on create. You will get two options. Select the virtual machine. On this virtual machine page, we will just concentrate on the basic configurations. By default, the subscription is selected what I have, Azure subscription 1. Click on this resource group. This will show you the resource group which we have already just created few seconds back. Select the resource group. Just type a virtual name for the machine. Region is by default East US. When you select the resource group, automatically the region also will be selected, as we use the same configuration while creating a resource groups. Click on the availability options. Select the options no infrastructure redundancy is required. On the next pop-up box, you will see the options to choose the operating system. We have selected the 2019 data center and size of the CPU. We choose one CPU with 3.5 GB memory. We can choose any other CPUs what we require. Accordingly, the amount will be charged. So we select standard DS1, one CPU, 3.5 GB memory. Now we need to create an administrator account to log into this machine. Provide a password and a username. Once this is set, scroll down. We are going to create this virtual machine for a web server. So we need to select the ports which needs for this web server. So I have selected the HTTP port and the RDP port to remotely log into the system. On this part, we need to make sure that we would like to use an existing Windows server license. If not, we will get additional charges. Select I confirm. We are not going to the additional tabs for the moment. For the moment, we just stick with the basic configuration. Click review and create. Once we click on review and create, on top of this you will see an icon notifications where it will show you the current activities. Right now we just created a resource group Pepsi under the subscription. Now we will create the initial validation is passed and it shows us the configuration summary of a configuration, what we have selected, which resource group we have selected, what is the name of the virtual machine, on which region we have created, all the default configuration what we have selected, it's displayed here, which subnet the network is created. Click on create. It will start creating the virtual machine. Just leave it for few minutes until the virtual machine is created. Once the virtual machine is created, we will find automatically a couple of other resources will be created. You could now see that the deployment is complete. The VM is created successfully. Now go to the virtual machines tab. Here you will see the virtual machine which is created under the resource group, the operating system, and you could see an IP address, public IP address, which we will be requiring to access the system. Click on the virtual machine, copy the IP address. We will now log into the system using the remote desktop connection. Paste the IP address on this remote desktop, click on connect, enter the username and password which we created. Click yes. After logging into the system, we will configure the web server. After logging into the system, we will now configure the web server option. Click on add roles and features. Click next. Select the role-based installation. The server pool is selected. Click on IIS, add the features, click next, and install. Now the web server is installed. We will try to access the web server remotely from our laptop. For that, open another Windows web page. Type in the new IP address. Press enter. This will load the web page and which can be accessed from anywhere. So our web server is ready with the HTTPS port and RDP enabled. Now we go back to the Azure account. Once we create our lab network, before we sign out, it's important that we delete the groups of resources what we have created. Otherwise, automatically the billing will be running and we will be charged for that. Select the Pepsi resource group which we have created. Just click on delete resource group so that it will delete the complete network what we have created recently. We need to type the name of the resource group what we created. take some time for it to delete the resource group. Once the resource group is deleted, we just need to make sure that it is completely removed. Click on the resource icon again. You can find that the resource group which you have created is now no more there. Whenever we create a resource group, automatically this network watcher RG will be created along with it. It is just a monitoring group.